What's going on, guys, and welcome to Week 7's NFL picks. I have calmed down since Sunday. I have found my inner zen. No, but seriously, I'm alright now. It's all good. So before we get started on Week 7's picks, I just want to point out that last week I got 6 out of 14 correct. It's an improvement on the previous week where I only got 2, but that takes my overall to 46 out of 91. Still not where I would like it to be, but compared to last week, it's an improvement, so I'll take it. Also, this week, the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans are on their bye week. So, to start off, Thursday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Oakland Raiders. This is a tough one, I think, considering how the Chiefs played last week against the Steelers. So, for some reason, the Steelers had their number, but I reckon going into Oakland clearly don't seem to be playing that well. They can't seem to run the ball very effectively, and I don't know what it is about their defense, but it just doesn't seem to be what it should be. So I reckon the Chiefs bounce back and beat the Raiders to start Week 7. So on to the Sunday slate of games. The Arizona Cardinals at the Rams, even though the game isn't actually in Los Angeles, it's in Twickenham, in London, baby. So obviously I'm not going to this one, but it should be a fairly good game. I reckon, obviously the Rams coming off that win against Jacksonville, which was huge last week, but obviously it's the trip to London. The Cardinals coming off that win against the Buccaneers. Adrian Peterson just seems to have revitalised that offense. I reckon the Cardinals could beat the Rams at Twickenham. Just something tells me, don't forget there's no home field advantage. And yeah, like I said, something tells me that offense is revitalised with Adrian Peterson there. They're able to find the running game now, which opens up the passing game. The defense is playing really well. So yeah, and the Rams right now just seem to have hit some inconsistency marks. So I reckon the Cardinals will win that one. Ravens at Vikings. Oh my God, the Ravens suck dick. I mean, seriously, I've never seen a quarterback so disinterested in playing football like I have with Joe Flacco. He reminds me of Jay Cutler. There's no fire about him at all. The defense isn't as good as I have been thinking it is for some reason. And the Vikings, even though obviously they're down to Case Keenum, they should get Teddy Bridgewater back maybe at some point this season, but either way the Vikings are still a pretty darn good team, and I reckon the Vikings will beat the Ravens. Saints at Packers. Now the Saints defense has surprised me. They started the season the way I expected them to start, but the way they are then compared to now is completely different. I think they lead the league, or in like the top 10 in the league in turnovers. They're playing really good offensively. They just need to find a bit more of a rhythm. But defensively, they're playing really well. Up against the Packers team without Aaron Rodgers, which is obviously a big deal. Now, obviously, Green Bay are at home. Will that make a difference? I don't think it will. I reckon even though Aaron Rodgers is not there, they're still going to struggle. So I'm picking the Saints to beat the Green Bay Packers at home. The New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Now, obviously, the Dolphins were playing the Falcons, who seem to be the choke artists of recent past. But I reckon the Jets, even though the Dolphins came back and beat the Falcons, someone tells me that's on the Falcons, not the Dolphins. So I reckon the Jets, even though they gave the Patriots a run for their money, I reckon they could go into Miami and beat the Dolphins. So I'm picking the Jets. Panthers at Bears. I was a bit surprised by Carolina's performance on Thursday, or was it Thursday? Yeah, against the Philadelphia Eagles. However, Luke Kuechly was obviously the difference maker. When he's out the line, that defense is completely different. So, you know, he's dealing with concussion. There's a 50-50 chance he could play. But I reckon if he plays, I reckon Carolina can win. However, Chicago coming off that win against Baltimore, going back home, playing a Carolina team, I think if we're there going to be without Luke Kuechly, I reckon the Bears could win. So I will pick the Bears to win against the Panthers. Buccaneers at Bills. Now, obviously, the Buccaneers, Jameis Winston seems to be dealing with a shoulder injury. I don't know how bad it is. The Bills coming off a bye week, going to be the fresher team, a bit more time to prepare. I'm going to pick the Bills to beat the Bucs. Jaguars at Colts. This is a interesting one. The Colts coming off that loss to the Titans on Monday. Bit of a short week. Jaguars coming off that loss to the Rams. I reckon it's going to be a tough game. This could swing either way, but what I like going into this game is the Jags defense. The Jags defense is seriously good. So I reckon they take that into Indianapolis against a quarterback that's very inconsistent and against an offense that's very inconsistent. I reckon the Jags pick up that win. Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. I picked the Browns to win twice this season. You've just let me down. The Browns, I expect them to do better this season, but that's shade fool on me. The Browns just are the Browns, and that's just the case it is again this year. So again, coming into having Tennessee come into town, coming off that comeback win against the Colts, I reckon they're going to be up for this one. the Titans should definitely beat the Browns. Cowboys at 49ers. Obviously, I'll be bringing you this video on Friday. Bengals at Steelers. I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this one. The Bengals, I still don't like the Bengals at all. They're very inconsistent. The Steelers coming off that huge win against the Chiefs. Back home, the Steelers at home are a really good team, so I'm going to pick the Steelers to win. Seahawks at Giants. Now, the Giants completely surprised everyone on Sunday night, the way they handled the Broncos. Nobody expected that. And obviously Seattle coming in. Now Seattle's defense is still good, but I still don't like Seattle's offense. I think the offense is very inconsistent. The Giants, if they can continue what they've found to work for them against Denver and use that against Seattle, I reckon the Giants could beat Seattle. So I'm going to go out on the limb and I'm going to pick the Giants to beat the Seahawks. The Broncos at Chargers. Now, obviously speaking again of the Giants-Broncos game, Broncos was very disappointing. Very, very disappointing against the Giants. The defense didn't step up as much as I thought they would, and the offense was just almost non-existent. Going into Los Angeles to face the Chargers. So tells me the Chargers can win. The Chargers are a good football team. They've just been very unlucky, especially at the beginning part of the season. So I'm going to pick the Chargers to beat the Broncos. So on to the Sunday Night Football game, the Super Bowl rematch, the Falcons at the Patriots. Again, the Falcons just seem to be choke artists lately. And the Patriots coming off that win against the Jets, even though a lot of people don't reckon they should have won that one after that Aston Safarian-Jenkins call. However, they still won. So, this game, Super Bowl rematch, do I think the Falcons have learned their lesson from that game? No, because look at what happened last week. The Patriots to beat the Falcons. And then to finish week 7, the Redskins at the Eagles for Monday Night Football. For me, the Eagles should definitely win this game. They went into Carolina and beat them, even though I did them to lose. They surprised me again. I think because Luke Kuechly went out, it was obviously a difference maker. But the Eagles running the ball really well, passing the ball extremely well. Their defense seems to generate a lot of pressure, and I think the number 1 are stopping the run, or they're in like the top 5 are stopping the run. The Redskins right now, their offense, it doesn't scream high power to me. I don't think they're going to be able to do enough. However, their defense is pretty darn good, but I don't think it's going to be enough to rattle Carson Wentz. So I'm going to pick the Eagles to beat the Redskins to finish week 7. So guys, there's my thoughts and predictions on this week's. Do you agree or disagree with any of my picks? Leave a comment below. Who do you think is going to win? Leave a comment below. But yeah, that's it for me, guys, and I'll see you Friday for my 49ers and Cowboys video. But until then, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you Friday.